in a quiet village in Guanajuato, Mexico, during the 1980s. The dust settled slowly over the cobblestone streets. This was where my grandmother lived, dedicating her life to the church, aiding the priests, and tending to the desperate needs of the poor. She was known for her kindness and devotion. One seemingly ordinary day, the peace was shattered. A frantic, dust-covered man arrived at the church gates on an exhausted donkey, begging hysterically for the priest. As the commotion started, Grandma rushed up the misty hill path leading to the church. That's when she saw the stranger woman cloaked entirely in black, her face obscured, but her hair startlingly long and white, whipping in the rising wind. 2. Before Grandma could even register the sight, the woman vanished into the deep shadows. Inside the dimly lit sacristy, young Father Lucas was deep in prayer, bathed only in the flickering light of candles. On the wall hung a massive, intricately carved wooden crucifix. This was no ordinary relic. It was said to have been used in powerful exorcisms for centuries, a true weapon against the darkness. But the village held secrets far older than the young priest. Legends circulated constantly among the villagers, tales of witches gathering in the overgrown cemetery at night. They spoke of chilling screams, mysterious fires erupting on the hill, and women simply vanishing after heading toward the darkness. Further, Lucas tried to confront the rising tide of evil, investigating the cemetery late at night, his flashlight cutting through the thick fog. He felt the cold presence, the oppressive weight of true malice, but the official church hierarchy simply dismissed his findings as local superstition. Yet, the signs persisted. The heavy church doors would creak open at midnight. Even when locked, and whispers not human, not wind would fill the empty halls. Sometimes, shadowy veiled women would appear, mocking his prayers, their silent laughter echoing in the hollow stone building. Then, decades passed. The year was now 2008. After Grandma's peaceful passing, the family gathered at her home. Among her belongings was a dusty, heavy wooden box. Inside was the powerful crucifix, the very one that had protected Father Lucas in the church long ago. As we handled the box, intending to secure the relic, the air suddenly crackled. Every single light bulb in the room burst simultaneously, in a shower of sparks, plunging us into sudden, terrifying darkness. We decided to hide the crucifix away, tucking the box deep into a wardrobe, desperate to ignore the jarring incident. We had unknowingly awakened something ancient and sinister. The darkness began to settle into our modern lives. The first manifestation was subtle, a creepy wooden harlequin doll with an unnaturally painted smile, started appearing in our home. It was always watching, always positioned in the background of our photos. My brother finally snapped. He chased the hateful object out into the rainy garden, determined to destroy it. He repeatedly struck it with a shovel, but instead of the sound of wood splintering, he felt a sickening, fleshy resistance. For a horrifying moment, he saw its eyes pure, evil before the shattered pieces vanished completely into the wet earth. Later, we returned to Grandma's old house to finish sorting her things. We carried the crucifix box with us, too. The silence inside the house was oppressive, thick with dread. The darkness escalated instantly. Behind the bed, we saw the harlequin had returned, but now it was life-sized, its huge, conical hat peeking out, hinting at the terrifying human shape lurking just out of sight. Terrified, we huddled together at night, not sleeping, clutching the powerful crucifix, praying for the protection it was meant to offer. But the evil wasn't contained to the house. Outside, in the twilight, she appeared. The white-haired woman from Grandma's decades-old tale. She stood at the gate, cloaked in black, knocking softly, sending a wave of stomach-churning dread through the entire family. My blood ran cold as I watched her through the window. She peered in, her face pale, half hidden by shadow. Her eyes glowing with unnatural intensity as she called out from the street, terror far greater than any simple ghost. The manifestations became daily occurrences. Objects flew across the rooms, shadows crawled up the walls, and sheer panic was our constant state. Even the small details were disturbing. My brother's girlfriend stopped by and saw a figure perched on his back, mimicking my sister, laughing in a way that sounded wet and inhuman, and only the girlfriend saw it. In desperation, we called our aunt, who, amazingly, still had contact with the no-aged father, Lucas. We could hear him in the background on the phone, his voice strained and serious. He warned us gravely about the power we held, then immediately rushed to our side. The battle wasn't over. Further, Lucas realized the crucifix we possessed wasn't the main source of the problem, was a focus. He and my mother went out late that night to the edge of a dark, twisted forest near Grandma's house. By the light of a single lantern, they began to dig. They retrieved the original, larger crucifix that Grandma had buried years before for safekeeping. The final confrontation began a desperate exorcism in our own home. Father Lucas raised the relic, sprinkling holy water as the family knelt. The entire house shuddered and shook violently as the entities recoiled from the holy power. It was chaos, but the old priest was relentless. The demonic apparitions were forced to flee. The giant harlequin figure shattered instantly. The terrifying woman dissolved into a plume of smoky shadow as a burst of holy light cleansed the house. Just as Father Lucas had battled the witches in the 1980s, peace finally returned. The dawn broke over the house, quiet and still. We were safe, but forever changed. We locked the powerful crucifix away in a secure glass case. It was a double-edged sword, a powerful shield of faith, but a magnet. For the very evil it fought, evil waits, and it remembers. Thank you for watching. If you want to hear more chilling true stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button.